Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, got some rest, and are ready for another exciting week of trading. We've got some good setups coming, some good things in the works. One thing I get asked about a lot is when is a good time to start a free trial, and definitely the beginning of the week is. So if you go to daytradersfx.com and just go right here to get a 5-day free trial, that'll get you through the entire week, and it'll give you a good taste of what we do and how we do things and so on. So just go there, have a look, and get set up and started with your free trial. Okay, so just a quick look here. More news on Apple. And then we also see that the U.S. markets have been pretty lackluster today. In fact, they're all pulling back just a little bit. Everything's kind of in the red. Everything's kind of softening up just a little bit. And that is leading to the question, excuse me, of if we're going to see a little bit of retracement. We've seen some pretty strong runs post FOMC, everything. And now we're left to kind of see if there's going to be some retracement of some of these strong trends. So that's going to be something to look at. Quick little look at the calendar. You see that all week long we've got quite a few announcements. Tuesday we've got a lot of European and yen announcements. We've obviously got interest rate out of Japan and so on. So that'll be exciting. And then we have some meeting minutes out of the UK, existing home sales US. We've got some pretty good announcements all through the week. So let's keep an eye on that. Okay, guys, let's have a little look at this euro dollar really quick. It's made this nice, crazy little run through here. Again, that FOMC news really kind of spawned a big run. We got above that 200-day moving average, which is the first time in quite a while. But the euro may start to retrace just a little bit, start to pull back. I'm looking at this short-term double top we have right here on this euro dollar on the 4-hour chart. You can see this nice pullback there, some consolidation and a run here, and we end up with a nice doji. And now it's just kind of sideways. So what I'm looking at on this euro dollar, we're about to get some new levels and a couple of new things coming up here. But one thing that I'm keeping my eye on is just a nice open below this level, which is right about 130.95, so it gets us just below 130.100. So about 130.95 area, we get an open below that, and I think this is going to get kind of interesting. Otherwise, I'm just kind of watching these candle bodies here, and otherwise we see 130.150 on the dot, which is the candle bodies right there. We get an open above that, and I think we're going to have a nice little one more push higher, and then we should at that point start to see some retracement and some pullbacks and so on. So 130.95 on the bottom, 131.50 on the top. We've just got about a 55 pip channel right here that's going to be worth looking at. So opens above or below should give us some nice little runs. We get an open below, and that hopefully will take us into this trend line, which is 60, 70, potentially 80 pips. And up above, we've got just more room to keep on trucking. So watch those channels. Those are going to be the areas to definitely keep an eye on. 131.50 on that top, and about 130.95 on that bottom. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on and just be looking for. Pound dollar has kind of been interesting. This was a level we talked about last night in our live UK session, which was just an open above this area. Remember, this is about 162.30, and we did see that, and it chopped around for a little bit, but ultimately ended up making about a 40 pip run. This is going to be an interesting area to watch right here, and I think it's going to merit some attention. I'm watching this 162.30 level once again, and I think if we get back below that, that should push the pair just a little bit lower and give us some relief to the downside. So with that happening and that potentially in the works, I think we've got some nice some nice pips to be looking for on the downside. So watch that 162.30. Otherwise, we may see this pound dollar continue up just a little bit more. One thing that I'm looking at is the high of, I guess that's April. So our April high there, which is 163, just 16300 on the dot. And you can see that we're just a little ways off that. We've got another 40, 50 pips to go. And so we might make one more push to double top up there before we start getting some retracement. So if that's the case, then we're just going to watch for some breaks of these highs. We're going to look to see if we can get probably back up above 162.70 area once again, and see if we can just get about a 30 plus pip run up there. But I'm going to be really careful about buying this pair on those highs. I'm really looking more for a little bit of that retracement and some continuation down here. So So let's keep our eyes out there. Euro yen, I'm just looking right here at this range from the low to the high, pre-FOMC, post-FOMC, and you can see that we have a pretty big run. It just went straight up, consolidated, some straight up continuation there. And so I'm just kind of watching this area. If we do get a break down below these candle bodies right here, I'd like to see an open below about 102.65. And if we get that, then I think we've got a nice run into 102 about 20, where that daily pivot was and where our 38% fib now is. So I think we've got a good little run of about 40 to 50 pips below 102.65. On the upside, we're definitely seeing, some long wicks and a little bit of hesitation on this pair, but it is above, from the daily high, or excuse me, the yearly high to the yearly low. We're above that 50% fib pretty nicely, and we're starting to, make some pretty good headway into that 61.8. So the next thing we'd want to look for then is just another test of this level. If we don't get an open below this, let's look for a test of this and to buy off of this 102.65, 75 area, and even 80. So just kind of watch for that as support as well to buy off that and continue back up through those highs. Aussie dollar has been interesting. It's kind of continuing nicely down. We had some big reversal candles right here. This thing really came off that upper area very nicely, and it looks like it's coming down just a bit more. And the Aussie dollar's, it had a decent run there and a decent run there, and then it just gets really zigzaggy the rest of the time here. And so I think we're in some of that kind of zigzag up and down movement. But one thing that I will be looking for on this Aussie dollar is I'm going to be looking to see if from this run up, this low to that high, if we're going to be able to make any kind of penetration of this 38% fib. And if not, then that makes a very nice support zone. We have a lot of consolidation back here, and that makes a really nice support, especially as we come into contact with that 200-day moving average to buy this pair. Buy this pair right off around 104.50, right around there to take it back long. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on the Aussie dollar, is some support around 104.50 to get long and buy that. And then Aussie yen. Aussie yen actually has some interesting setups. Yen pairs across the board are having some pretty interesting setups. Nice reversal candle right there, and I think a little bit of a run up might give us an entry to short this thing maybe around 82.75 in that general area, about 30 pips away from where it currently is. I think would be a nice little short, because I think we've got a nice double top here, nice enough that that it should cause a little bit more retracement. So again, if we can get just a little bit of a bump higher into that 82.65, 75 area, then I think we might have ourselves a nice entry on that Aussie to short, and just take it back down into some of these supports. Maybe not all the way down to this 8200 or below, but I think we've got probably 40, 50 pips from around an 82, 60, 70 short entry. So I'm keeping my eye on that, and I think those were all the pairs I wanted to talk about today, but we have some really nice setups, and so we're going to be trying to get into some of that stuff this afternoon, and we'll just see where things go. Remember, we do have coming up this week, we do have the Bank of Japan stuff, so just kind of keep that in mind when you're trading any of the yen pairs. But we've got some good setups, and I think we'll have some good pips coming up this afternoon. So best of luck, guys, and I will see you in the chat.